In the years that followed the war, Arben and Lira had both found their own ways to rebuild. He rose beyond anyone's expectations. Once a boy haunted by rubble and regret, he was now the Prime Minister of Dardavia, a leader known across the globe for one powerful message: reconciliation. He didn't speak as a victor, but as a witness to what had been lost. Lira, on the other hand, had built a different kind of legacy. From quiet beginnings, she became one of Europe's most respected designers, her creations worn in capitals, once torn apart by conflict. Her designs weren't about the war, they were about survival, showcasing restraint, strength, and dignity. They hadn't seen each other since they were children, standing amidst ruins, until one evening, Arben was watching the national news when a face appeared on screen. It was poised, elegant, and absolutely unmistakable. It was Lira. He was captivated, not because she was famous, but because, after all these years, she was still her. Days later, they were in the same room for the first time in over a decade. A national reconciliation forum, broadcast live. It was a gathering of leaders, artists, survivors, and builders. Lira sat in the front row, impeccably dressed, completely unaware that she had already been seen. When Arben walked onto the stage as Prime Minister, the entire room stood. He began his speech calmly, speaking of borders, of villages torn apart, of families separated not by choice, but by fear. Then, his voice shifted. He spoke of his old village, of a woman he called Aunty Teuta, of an uncle Agron who fed him when there was nothing. That was Lira's mother and father. He spoke of a family that had felt like his own. And then, he mentioned a special friend he had lost to the conflict, not through death, but through silence. This reconciliation, he said, his voice steady yet deeply personal, is also about bringing our families back together, to restore what war had no right to take. As he finished that sentence, his eyes lifted and found Lira in the crowd. For a single, breathless second, the world seemed to disappear. She was stunned, her elegant composure frozen. This wasn't just a political speech. This was an invitation. Later that evening, after her own internationally acclaimed fashion presentation had concluded, Lira was preparing to leave when an aide approached her quietly. The aide handed her a folded slip of paper. She didn't need to see a signature. She recognized the handwriting, instantly bold, decisive, the same script she used to tease him about when they were kids. The note was simple. The Prime Minister requests the honor of your presence at a private dinner at State House, 8:00 p.m. Your address will be required for collection. Her breath caught in her throat. This was no longer a coincidence. It wasn't just a memory. This was happening now. A story of love, delayed by war, and now revived by courage. Subscribe for the next episode of When the Borders Fell and more modern romance stories of healing and hope.